Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Parlay with Awthentik and The Beard, brought to you by All or Nothing Studios. It is the first week of fantasy football playoffs. For most of us, I'd say 90% of us. So this is do or die, win or go home. And you are in the right place. We are going to guide you through every single game on the slate today. 1 o'clock, 4 o'clock, Sunday night football, even into Monday night football. We're going to give you all the fantasy sit-ems, stardoms, your sleepers, your must-plays, and we're going to give you our picks on the overs, the unders, and the spread. Thank you for joining us. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up. Let me bring in the fellas, Awthentik and Scotty Booms. What's up, gentlemen?
Scotty, what's going on, people?
So, Scotty, how you feeling today? How's everything going? What's new in the world of the Booms?
It's
the
good,
Boomsiverse.
My man Mike Simone came over yesterday. He just bought a house up in Frederick, but he came over, helped me mount my TV in the studio. So you guys got to come check it out. It's getting a little bit legit over here at Boom Studios at Olympic Manor. So, but I really, real quick, University of Florida, tough day yesterday. They lost a football game to LSU. They shouldn't have lost. But also, basketball player Keontae Johnson collapsed on the court during the game. He's in critical but stable condition. This guy was like SEC preseason player of the year. So thoughts and prayers are out to this kid and the whole program over there. It's just
definitely
a really sad day for them.
Well, what are they saying? Maybe that made him collapse. Was it some kind of condition or something?
I mean, that's usually a heart thing. He just fell down face first on the court, and he had coronavirus a couple months ago.
Wow.
It can cause some heart infections. If you have an infection in your heart, it can weaken everything. So who knows? But
that reminds me of Hank Gathers.
Exactly.
From back in the day, man. Dan, that's wild, man. Well, prayers up to him, man. Hopefully he can have a speedy recovery for sure.
And Awthentik, what's going on with you, brother?
I'm good, man. I just touched up some mixes. I'm trying to get this album out and finished by January 11th. I'm trying to release this. But other than that, man, I just been cooling, man. Nothing too crazy. Just really reviewing these games, man. We got some interesting games coming up this week, man. Some hard picks today, man. So it's gonna be a tough one today. I feel like
it's gonna be crazy. For
so
sure.
many spreads under 5 points. You guys notice that?
Yeah, man. But I'm excited about these New York Giants, man, going in and playing these Arizona Cardinals. This is going to be a big, big game. Washington's got a huge game this week, man. I think this is do or die. I got an Army jacket back here. I almost wore it on air, but it's a little bit warm because it's time to suit up and go to war, man. It's time to suit up and go to war and get this playoff bid.
Put the shades on, too, with the Army jacket, and then we know you're serious, like a black
man.
Yeah,
let's get it.
All right.
All right, Tim, we need you for this chat. Let's go.
Yes, sir. I'm going to say what's up to some of the folks in the chat right quick. There's 84 comments right now.
Early.
Thank you guys for joining us as always. So shout out to Shazad. He was first in the chat, checking in from across the pond. What's the strangest non-food item you found in your beard? Besides like a nug, probably like Scotch tape, styrofoam. Things like
Besides
that.
A nug.
Awthentik, who will have a better game, DeAndre Hopkins or Bradbury?
I'm going to go with Bradbury. I think the Giants are going to get this win. Just got to hold the Cardinals to under 30, and I think we get that win.
Lax 044 in the building. What's going on? Thank you for joining us. We appreciate the love and the support.
What's up,
Sunday?
man?
What's going on, Sunday? Appreciate you stopping by.
Sunday.
Sunday's always in the building, yo. Shout out Sunday one time.
Day too.
And then Mr. Waterfly.
Hey, Waterfly in the building. Hey, Old Faithful. I saw him in Entertainers Chat last night. That was a good one. That was a good round table.
I kept saying hi to you, Awthentik. You didn't see me, man. So many people in there.
It's tough in
I
those
didn't
chats.
see you. It highlights red. But I was playing some 2K while I was listening to it. A couple people was trying to get me to go on with Tainer. I was playing a little bit of 2K, so I was kind of faced this way, not really focused on the chat all night.
People love Awthentik, man. They love
Yeah, they do.
Nah, man, it's chill, you know.
Papa
good
Homewood.
people's in the community, though. What's up, Pops? How you living?
Thank you for joining us as always. We appreciate the love and the support. Who is next in the building? Lucas. Lucas saw me last night make an appearance in the entertainer chat. He gave me a little shout out.
We didn't talk about your feature, man, on
Rum Boys
podcast. That was an interesting one, man. I had a good time checking y'all out, man. Steffi Smalls was on the panel there. A couple other cool folks, man. They had a lot of representation on that panel. That was fun.
Keep coming for that belt, Lucas. Maybe one day you'll get all three. I should get a belt like Pizzle for trivia and just keep that thing so somebody can get all three one night.
Yeah, Pizzle won that belt, man. I want Pizzle to get his Giants helmet back, man. I know he lost his Giants helmet in a bet. I think it's time to get the Giants helmet back one time.
PJ Torres, thank you for joining us, brother.
Torres in the building. What's up, fam?
That's your opponent this week in fantasy football, correct, Steve?
Oh yeah,
in the playoffs?
yeah. And he had a Cooper Kupp on Thursday night, kind of put up a bit of a average game with like 11 points. So they got me favored now. My team needs to show up. I just need Kansas City Chiefs to really just go ham.
We'll see.
I had a good outing from Cam Akers and Rams defense on Thursday night. That definitely put me in the driver's seat. So I'm hoping things continue today. And Joel, what's going on, brother? Thank you for
Beard
popping
gang
in today.
The building. What's up, Joel? How you living?
Beard gang.
And everybody's favorite, Bobby.
Bobby, what's up, man? What's up?
Hey.
What's going on, Bobby? Thank you for stopping by, brother. We appreciate the love and support. And our favorite on the information, Marjorie. Marjorie's like our own sort of Adam Schefter. You know,
Facts.
like Marjorie just come in, she's dropping in the notes that we need, the information as it comes across the wire. So we appreciate everything that Marjorie does.
Better. Schefter's just one man. She has all the sources come right to her too. It's like she has them on $2 or something. I don't know.
And shout out to all the moderators in the chat. We appreciate everything that y'all been doing for us. It means a lot, you know.
Definitely.
Encouraging everybody to hit that thumbs up and everything, which definitely helps generate the stream to the rest of the YouTube public. So we appreciate
gotta go through that, man, and add a couple more too, because I know there's a lot of people in here that deserve to be mods that we haven't modded up yet. I'm gonna do that today.
Morning to Gretz, of course.
Oh, Gretzel, you're awake. Hey, love, how's it going?
Tornado is in the building. What's going on, Tornado? Thank you for joining us. And McGinney, King of the OC, is back
in the building. What's up, fam?
What's going on?
Mustache gang.
And it's Miss Danny Jones. Good day for some football.
It's Mr. bro.
Why'd you say that, man?
Oh, sorry, my bad. It's Mr. Danny. Thanks for catching that one, guys.
Danny Jones.
You know,
What's
like
up,
sometimes I'm trying to read it, and you know the thing in the way right here, so it's kind of difficult sometimes.
Heard that hamstring's good to go. He's ready to play.
David AV, what's going on, David? Thanks for popping in.
David, he's always here too.
And my man Calvin came up on Friday. He out in Iowa. He got to the Target at 7 a.m. and he got a shopping cart full of NFL Prism cards. So shout out to Calvin putting in
that's
that,
dope.
that extra work.
Did he record the whole the shop?
I don't think he did. I think he just he sent a picture of the shopping cart. I was
What
like,
I'd like
man.
to see, I'm not in the pickers community, but I would like to see from you guys in the pickers community is like get GoPros strapped to your chest and your heads for when you go out there, these early morning runs. That could be like a intense part of the game that you guys don't show us. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you're right about that. And I'll tell you who does something kind of like that. Lalo, who was on our channel on one of the parlays, I believe, he gave away an Xbox and he documented himself trying to find the Xbox all day long. And man, it was a hit. It literally got him most of his subscribers on his channel, man. So yeah, I would definitely recommend that too.
Speed it up, put some music behind or something like that. It'd be like, okay, this is the grind right here to get what
Big
you
time,
Yeah.
big time.
It's crazy. Tracy, how you doing, Tracy?
I saw a Vikings fan in there. Did you see that one? A Vikings fan was saying something about he feels our pain. Man, it's a beautiful day right now in New York, man. We in first place. I don't know if you saw those playoff standings, but if it started today, we got a playoff bid.
Vikings are playing good too, though.
Vikings are playing pretty decent. Vikings got the last wild card right now.
Yeah. So they're going to need to keep losing. JJ Stengel, what's going on, JJ?
Hey, what up, buddy?
And
What up, JJ?
Kaylin Dragon.
Hey, that's my dog
56.
right there. What's up, Kaylin?
Mama Homewood's in the building.
My Duke's in the building. What's up?
Pete's in the building.
What's up,
Jay
Pete? What's up, Pete?
Jean is in the building.
Oh, Jay Jean being a lot of the Giants chats too. What's up, Jay?
And Dan the answer man, my man Dan the drywall man.
What up, Dan?
And I saw Joseph in here. Joseph Bobby's in the building.
That's the fam right there. Giants Nation in the building. Oh man, let's cue this one up. I got one for y'all, Giants Nation, one time. Get ready for that Wayne train today, because it's coming full steam towards that Arizona Cardinals defense one time.
Tommy
man.
in the building. What's going on, Tommy? How you doing, brother? Did
Tommy
I hear
in the
you
building.
say?
What's up, fam?
Oh, my man. So look, my man Ronnie from the Heart Pickers. This dude is the man. He knows everything about everything when it comes to like clothing, especially like the high end stuff when it comes to reselling. And he like a real cool ass dude. I got to hang out with him, Tommy, Cernak at Mr. Buys a Lot in Pennsylvania, and we did like a 8-hour pick through like 600 boxes of clothes. It was crazy.
I saw that video. That was a good video.
Yeah. So like, shout out to my man Ronnie Heartpicker. He a big sports guy too. So I appreciate you stopping through, man, and showing some love. It means a lot to me as always.
Salute.
So yeah, thank you to everybody who's in the chat. We appreciate the love and the support. We got 70 people right now watching across YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, Periscope. Thank you all very much. Let's get
win
this.
some money.
Let's win some money. Hey, look, I was telling Awthentik too. I was like, look, man, I think I'm going to start placing some bets at the window here in DC early in the week when the first lines come out, because the lines have been changing so drastically.
That's how it goes, though. Wednesday, Thursday is when the sharps get in. They wait for all the dumb money. The dumb money gits in early, and then the big bettors come in Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
So I'm about ready to, try and get some action this week coming up, because I don't get to get down there on Sunday mornings because, we're getting all set up for the parlay. So I'm going to try and get down there early this week. My man, Sleepwalker in the building.
Hey, Sleepwalker in the building. That's who y'all hearing on our ads and stuff, man. Salute to Sleepwalker. And I see Nick the Wick in the building, too, one time. What's up, Nick?
Nick the Wick in the building. Eric OBX Pickers in the building. There goes Joseph in the building. All right. Are you guys ready for some football?
Fired up.
I think we're all a little fired up. So, today's first game is going to be the Denver Broncos, who are 4-8. They are heading to Carolina, who is also 4-8. Carolina is a 3.5 point favorite. The over-under is 44.5 points. Kickoff is at 1 o'clock. I'm going to pass this game first to Mr. Scotty Booms. Tell me what you got.
Same record. They're both 4-8. But I think if you look at these teams, people think Carolina's better than 4-8, and Denver is probably worse than 4-8. So I think a lot of people are going to go with Carolina at 3.5. Don't forget about Denver. I mean, they've had some stinker games. Drew Lock hasn't played great, but they played KC really close last week, and they did beat Miami, which is, top 5 defense. I'm going to go ahead and I don't want to, but I'm going to take Denver. Give me that Denver at, plus 3.5, under 44.5, though. I think it's going to be an ugly game. Is McCaffrey playing? Do we know?
No, he's
McCaffrey's not playing.
Yeah, so definitely, absolutely, 100%. Give me Denver plus 3.5, under 44.5.
Yeah, I'm taking Denver here to cover the spread too, man. And I think a lot of it has to do with Melvin Gordon. I've had Melvin Gordon in my lineup pretty much all year except like 1 or 2 games. In his last 3 games, he's got 30 attempts, 215 yards, 2 touchdowns. You've seen Phillip Lindsay kind of take a back seat here to Melvin Gordon. I'm looking for this defense to come out here and really shut down the Carolina Panthers and just run the rock all day. So give me the Broncos to cover. As far as the over-under, we're not going to get there.
Not going to get there.
So speaking of Melvin Gordon, I'm high on Melvin Gordon this week. I think Melvin Gordon has a big game today. He had a great game last week against the Kansas City Chiefs, who have a pretty bad rush defense. But Melvin Gordon, if you can get Melvin Gordon 15 touches, I think he's going to produce for you. So I'm hoping that they give him around 15 touches this week. I definitely plugged him in a couple of my Draftkings lineups today. Also, Carolina is 0-4 against the spread as a home favorite. And there's no DJ Moore today. He's out on the COVID list. So look for Robbie Anderson's been kind of quiet lately.
Yeah.
So I think Curtis Samuel and Robbie Anderson are going to have to step up in the absence of DJ Moore. So those are some of the names I'm kind of looking at right now as far as who to play. I'm also going to take Denver plus 3.5 in this game, and I'm also going to take the under 44.5. It's going to be close to that under over, but that's where I'm going to be at.
Robbie Anderson might be a good play in this game because isn't Curtis Samuel coming off the COVID list himself?
Yep.
Yeah, so I mean, he might be a little bit, slow starting to get back into his groove and whatnot. I think Robbie Anderson might be a good play, but the touchdowns have been super low for Robbie Anderson this year. I think it's 2 maybe.
Yeah. Teddy Bridgewater's been up and down.
Yeah.
It's been a theme for Carolina with me. I love him as an underdog, but when they're favorite, I don't really want to touch him. That's kind of been all year.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. And Panthers defense is allowing the 6th most fantasy points to running back. So yeah, that
Melvin Gordon,
yields
baby.
well for Melvin Gordon. He's definitely in my lineup
Definitely loving some Melvin Gordon today. Don't forget, if you guys put your questions in the chat for us today, we try to get to those questions in between the game. So we're gonna definitely keeping our eye out for it. The first question we have today is from Brandon. Amari Cooper or Devontae Parker or Jarvis Landry?
Amari Cooper, man, all the way. I think Andy Dalton's going to come out today. Cincinnati, he's got a lot of their franchise records. He's going to be out there trying to go for blood, and he knows that's his best skill position player. So I think Amari Cooper will get a touchdown today.
I'll take Jarvis Landry, man. Jarvis Landry's coming off pretty much his biggest game of the year. And I just like what he's been doing there since no Odell Beckham. I forget the other dude, Higgins, I want to say, is the other wide receiver who kind of had an emergence, kind of when Odell Beckham went out. But, yeah, give me Jarvis Landry in this game.
This
Jarvis,
is tough.
I'm scared for Jarvis because Baltimore, when they beat Cleveland week 1, they only gave up 6 points. So, I mean,
This is a very different team. Very different team, I think. Because the Ravens blew them out that first time they played, so I think that's going to be a really tough game to pick, man. I'm still a little bit undecided on who I want to go with in that game.
I think I'm going to double down on Amari Cooper, too. I feel like they need him. I mean, they have to, that's their guy. And he had a pretty good game last week considering everything. So I think they'll come out with the dub, too. So I'm going to go with Amari Cooper on that one for sure. Next question.
There's something I want to add about Jarvis on that. He's caught 16 of 21 targets in his last 2 games for 205 yards and 2 touchdowns. That's why I'm going Jarvis Landry.
It's a good number. Calvin Ridley or Corey Davis?
I'm a Corey Davis fan. I do like Corey Davis. Jacksonville's defense is obviously atrocious, so give me Corey Davis.
Yeah, give me Corey Davis too, man. I wish y'all would hold the question for the game because I got big stats on Corey Davis. He has literally been the definition of consistency this year. I know a lot of people were down on him last year. I owned him in a fantasy league last year, and he didn't really put up too many points for me. But this year, he's been great. He's been solid, so I'd go Corey Davis.
I don't think Tennessee picked up his option because he had a 5th-year option coming into this year, and I believe they declined it. He might be a free agent coming up.
A lot of Giants fans were thinking that could be a move we could make. I feel like we might need more of like a bona fide number 1, but I don't think it'd be a bad move depending on how much money you have to pay him to bring him in.
He has that ceiling, though. I mean, he was a top 5 draft pick.
Facts.
This is tough for me because Calvin Ridley, there's no Julio Jones. I like both of these wide receivers. I actually have both of these wide receivers in the Draftkings lineup today. But I'm going to go with Corey Davis. I think Corey Davis puts up the bigger numbers. I think Russell Gage is going to take away sneaky catches and yards and possibly some touchdowns away from Calvin Ridley. He's one of my sleeper picks for this week. So I'm going to go with Corey Davis for sure. And we'll get to one more question before we move to the next game. Full PPR, Jamison Crowder or Corey Davis? Corey Davis.
Yeah, Corey Davis. Jamison Crowder had a fantastic game last week, 2 touchdowns, but it wasn't a lot of yards. I think he just kind of was sniffing the end zone and got his way in there. But I still go Corey Davis on this one, man. Corey Davis has been consistent. Maybe the reason why he won't ball out in one game because he's been so consistent, but I still like Corey Davis until proven otherwise.
Give me Jamison Crowder, man, just because Seattle's defense has been playing better. But, I mean, Crowder's consistent. He played here in Washington a while. I think he could go for another 8 or 9 catches. And full-point PPR, you got to love that.
Yeah.
So keep an eye on Crowder, though, because I think he popped up on the injury report later in the year. Yeah, there it is, Glock.
Glock, what up, fam? How you living?
I left it up there for Awthentik to drop the sound clip on you. All right, let's jump into the next game. Kansas City Chiefs are 11-1. They are 7-point favorites at the Miami Dolphins, who are 8-4. The over-under is 50.5 in this game. Kickoff is at 1 o'clock on Sunday. This should be a really interesting game. Kansas City's offense has been on fire lately. This is probably Tua's biggest game so far since he's taken over the starting role, so it should be a really interesting matchup. I'm going to kick this one to Mr. Awthentik first. Tell me what you got.
You know the Chiefs are definitely my squad this year as far as fantasy goes. I've been riding that stack with Tyreek Hill and Patrick Mahomes all year long. Last week was kind of quiet. Kansas City settled for a lot of field goals in that win. I want to say they only put up like 20-something points in that game. But Patrick Mahomes has just been absolutely crazy. I mean, in his last 5 games, he's 157 of 221. That's 71%. He's almost got 2,000 yards, 15 touchdowns, and 1 interception. I mean, he's a guaranteed quarterback number 1 in every league, if you ask me. And Tyreek Hill is right there with him at wide receiver. He's averaging 31.7 fantasy points in his last 4 games. I mean, just ridiculous, man. So those are the 2 guys I definitely think, if you got them on your squad, I think it was an amazing stack. I drafted Patrick Mahomes super early when everybody was getting running backs early on in the year. I just to kind of get off the fantasy vibe just a little bit, just talking about quarterbacks here, Patrick Mahomes is a fantastic quarterback, but he's proof that you need weapons wherever you are. I mean, Travis Kelce is pretty much a number 1 tight end in the league, Tyreek Hill, number 1 wide receiver in the league, and they don't have slouches behind them. I've been trying to think about who I want to try to implement in my lineup as far as Mecole Hardman, because I got him on the bench, and I got Sammy Watkins, 2 guys who I don't know who's going to get the more targets. Sammy Watkins was the beneficiary last week in that, got more targets. But I love this Kansas City team. Tua has not thrown an interception, I believe, all year long, too, which is kind of crazy. But definitely give me Kansas City in this game. Over-under-wise, I definitely think we're going to get there because Miami's going to have to try to compete with them to kind of try to keep this game close. What are they favored by here? Is it 7?
7 points.
Yeah, they'll cover that.
That's a tough number, 7.
It is. I hate it. I hate it.
I mean, I think Miami's playing fantastic football. That defense has been balling out. Started the year early with a bunch of takeaways. But I think Kansas City is in a different class.
Yeah, I'm kind of with Marjorie here. I mean, I don't know if Miami can pull the victory off, but I do feel really good about the Dolphins, especially at 7 points. They're sitting at 8-4, but they're 7-1 in their last 8 games. Kansas City, their last 4 wins, they've all been by 1 score, 15 points total. So averaging margin of victory is barely over 3.5 points, even though they've been winning. Miami, their defense has been good. We all know that. Cornerback is where they're special. They got Byron Jones and Xavier Howard, who's like an interception machine this year. So
leads the league.
If anybody's built to stop Kansas City or at least slow them down and contain them, it's the Miami defense. So with that said, give me Miami plus 7 and under 50.5 because they're going to hold down KC.
You make a lot of good points there. I just think that it's going to come down to if they could score enough points. Kansas City Chiefs defense has not been rolling like that. You know what I mean? I definitely feel like teams can put up points against them, but it's going to be like an all-star basketball game kind of shootout vibe if you ask me on that one.
I'm not sold on Tua yet.
I see my man Roman in the building too. What's up, Roman? How you living?
So shout out to Steve Pick and Roll. So this last night, if you guys aren't following me on Twitter, it's at TimWalkOnWater2. I dropped a couple of names to look out for as far as DraftKings plays early. I'm gonna start doing that to give you guys kind of a head start on some of my sleeper picks. DeAndre Washington, running back for the Miami Dolphins today. You got Myles Gaskin out with COVID, Breida out with COVID, Salvon Ahmed out with an injury. DeAndre
he got
Washington.
ruled out. Salvon Ahmed got ruled out? Okay.
DeAndre Washington is your guy today for the Miami Dolphins.
You got any backstory on him? Where's he from, man? What's he like?
DeAndre Washington, he had 13 carries last week, or was it the week before last? I can't remember, but he had to step in for a little bit, and he had 13 carries for 65 yards. So he's definitely, somebody that can get it done. I believe most of his work in previous seasons came with the Raiders. So he's definitely somebody you want to look out for. I'm plugging him in some of my DraftKings lineups. He's probably going to be heavily owned, which is something that you don't necessarily like in DraftKings, but it is something, you kind of have to. He's going to be the only guy there. And
is he somebody that you would start in fantasy with playoffs on the line here? Would you take that risk, you think?
I mean, if you had one of the Miami running backs,
yeah,
you have to, obviously, at that point. Or if you had somebody like Mike Davis, somebody you might consider to bump out of your lineup and put in DeAndre Washington. It's a little bit more tricky to get cute with stuff like this when it comes to season-long fantasy.
But it always happens, and people will do that. There will be thousands of fantasy teams that die today on this guy's shield when he runs for 15 yards on 14 carries.
That's what I'm questioning. Maybe he has a slow day. That'll be tough.
And then also you have the top scoring offense versus the top scoring defense in this matchup. So it's going to be interesting to see how that goes back and forth. Miami has covered 7 of their last 8 games, so I am going to take Miami plus the 7. I will take the over 50.5.
You wild for that.
That's
if
weird.
Miami hangs in that game, man.
The over. It should be take Miami in the under. If they go over 50, they're losing this game.
Big time.
Well, I mean, if you think about 50, I mean, 28 to 24, something along those lines, you're hitting the over. That's something too crazy to think about.
Nah, not too crazy at all. I kind of like that score too. I'm going to change my pick to over 50.5.
Definitely getting over that 50.
All right.
Wait, but 28-24?
Yeah.
Sounds good. If Miami wins this game, I'd like that.
Am I tripping? But isn't that over?
That's what I'm saying. I picked the over.
Oh, you picked the over. I thought Scotty was saying you should have picked the over. Okay, got you.
I was saying you should go under, but
the next game on the slate is a game I initially missed when putting together my list for the gentleman here on the panel with me. That's going to be the Tennessee Titans, who are 8-4. They are 7.5-point favorites at the Jacksonville Jaguars, who are 1-11. The over/under is 52. Kickoff is at 1:00 p.m. Scotty Booms, tell me what you got.
They played already this year. Titans won 33-30. I believe that was before the Mike Glennon era started. But the Jaguars aren't good, but Mike Glennon's out here slinging this rock, and Tennessee's defense is bad. It's bad for sure. I don't know if they're going to win this game, but 7.5 points, yes, please, all the way. Give me Jacksonville plus 7.5 and over 52. This could be a shootout, 50-48 type game.
Man, I was hyping Mike Glennon up last week, and he had a pretty bad day. A lot of turnovers, man, in that last game.
He throws the ball, though, man. I like it. He doesn't.
Yeah, they almost won that game, too.
They did, and I think if he would have had a little bit of cleaner play, they probably would have got the W. I think James Robinson is definitely a must-start in this game. Since Mike Glennon has came in the game, he's been catching the ball a lot more out the backfield, too. He's got 11 of 12 targets caught, 61 yards in 2 games. So I like him as a starter. I also like A.J. Brown, who's been catching touchdowns all year. He only has 3 games where he hasn't had a touchdown. So I think A.J. Brown's a solid start. We talked about Corey Davis, who's just been a model of consistency all year long. He's caught 11 of 12 targets for 182 yards and a touchdown. And that was just in his last game, which is that's just ridiculous to me. Jaguars defense has given up a lot to the run, 28.2 fantasy points per game to running backs. So you know Derrick Henry's going to go off today. Give me the Titans, and I think the Titans will cover. I think that this is going to actually stay under that 52.
I like it. That's a good pick, though. You make good points, too, Awthentik.
I try. I be up, man. Like Saturday night, I just be up. I go through every game. Because what I don't like, I remember a couple of the first episodes of the Parlay, like, the Beard would present the game, and I'll be like, damn, I didn't even know they was playing today. You know what I'm saying? So I like to be aware of the games that are happening, and at least, have a couple players in the bag. You know what I mean?
Have you been keeping? You write yours down, right? Have you been doing?
Oh yeah, I'm about 10 pages of notes for fantasy football every week, man.
I was 9-6 last week in our picks.
Oh man, that's not too bad. I want to start keeping track of that, man. This dude, he's been picking some crazy ones this year, and I want to know if he's hitting on them or not.
Who's that? Me or Booms?
You?
Yeah. Oh yeah, I'm hitting.
Yeah, I want to know.
I cut him slack because when you host, it's hard to follow along because you got to keep track of everything going. And I make stupid picks on Tuesdays and Thursdays, so I understand why his Sunday picks might be a little off the wall.
Hey, I'm coasting, man. I'm good. Y'all taking care of them hosting duties, man, while I'm just doing research at night.
Back of the car, where are we turning off? Is this our exit?
Are we there yet?
Booms.
Hey, Noah, yes, I'm 37. Yo, so I was in Entertainers chat the other day, right? Actually, last night. And somebody was like, how old is Awthentik? I thought he was 26, 27 or something. I was like, I'm 37, man. And the comments went wild. Somebody was like, I think Awthentik's 80.
Yeah. He looks like he's 21, though. They were going funny.
Yeah, that was pretty funny. But no, I'm 37, bro.
I already picked it, the bitch.
I'm gonna go with Awthentik here. James Robinson is that guy. If you look at his season long fantasy points, it's insane. Every single game, double digit fantasy points. He's something you can definitely rely on. Colin Johnson, back-to-back games. He seems to be getting a lot of targets. Laviska Shenault caught a touchdown last weekend. Just throwing that out there. Hang your
head on that for the next 4 weeks.
I know. You can't bank on him. That's the problem.
You can't. It's tough. It's tough.
And he's been free in our league all year long, it seems like now. At least second half of the year, I'd say.
But definitely
not a valid fantasy player. That's
Colin Johnson in DraftKings today. Run with Colin Johnson. He's going to have a big game. That's for sure. We talked about Corey Davis. Corey Davis is somebody you definitely want to look out for. That's for certain. Inactive and active lists are going to be coming out here shortly. It looks like for you Giants fans that Blake Martinez is playing.
That's great. The way you said it like he wasn't playing. Like it looks like.
Yeah, I gotta throw a little bit of you know what I'm saying, craziness in there for
that was
you
terrible.
guys.
Don't like that. I wanted to bring up something too about this Titans defense. This Titans defense is allowing the second most fantasy points per game to wide receivers. And last week, this is what I was talking about with Jarvis Landry with the 8 catches. He had 62 yards, 1 touchdown, and Rashard Higgins, who I was failing to remember his name, had 6 catches, 95 yards, and a touchdown. So I'm looking for the Titans wide receivers to really show up here. DJ Chark, man, been pretty quiet.
Hey, he's another one. Plug him in your DraftKings lineups. I love him. He's 5,300, I think, today. So
is he coming back off COVID or an injury?
I think it's an injury.
He's had one good game like all season, though. I mean, DJ Chark hasn't really been that guy.
Yeah, and in his return last week, he caught 2 on 7 targets. He caught 2 for 41 yards.
What's up, Johan? Good morning, bro.
Johan in the building.
Shout out,
What's
Mr.
up,
Gary List is in the building.
Hey, Gary List, OG in the building, man.
I'm going to try and set something up here in these next couple of weeks, Gary, to try and get, some of our viewers together in some DraftKings battles. So I'm going to try and set that up for next weekend. I think that would be kind of fun. And Bashir's in the building. What's going on?
Hey, Bashir, the young bull. What's up, fam? How you living? Definitely go check out Bashir, man. Philadelphia Eagles fan who, young boy, 17, puts out amazing content, man. Wise beyond his years. Definitely check him out, man. It's a good dude.
Next game.
Real quick, Gary List is like sneaky a phenomenal football player. You guys play football with him back in the day?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, Gary was quick. But for real, Gary could really hoop.
Yeah, basketball.
He could really
I've never
hoop.
seen him play basketball. He was we used to do turkey bowls, and I was like, okay, physically he's about my size. Man, that boy can play.
Minnesota Vikings 6-6 at the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, who are 7-5. Tampa Bay is a 7-point favorite. The over-under is 52.5. This game kicks off at 1 o'clock today. Tampa Bay 7-5. They're gonna have to, start winning some games here. And Minnesota, both of these teams are fighting for their playoff lives in essence. And in fact, they're fighting for a possible, NFC East second team sneaking in with a wild card spot, as I boldly predicted. Scotty Booms, tell me what you got in this game, brother.
I mean, it's hard to say no to Dalvin Cook, obviously. If you rode him all season, you're going to put him in there today. But maybe for daily fantasy, might be a guy you want to fade at his price. Tampa Bay, we know that front seven is nasty. Even though the offense has been up and down, the defense is still playing pretty well. Minnesota's 5-1 in their last 6 games, so they're winning it. 7 points, though. This is a tricky one because I can see Tampa Bay coming out and blowing Minnesota out of the water. Yeah. But I'm going to take another underdog here. I'm going to go Minnesota +7 over the 53. Tampa Bay just has not put it all together for me consistently enough in like full games.
Man, you making me reconsider here. I like your points about Dalvin Cook. Going to be really tough to rush against Tampa Bay today. Tampa Bay has the #1 rush defense in the NFL. But I do like Adam Thielen and Justin Jefferson in this game. I just think that the Vikings are going to air the ball out, to hang with where I think this game is going to go is the Bucs are going to put up a lot of points and the Vikings are going to have to throw the ball to hang with them. So I like Thielen. I like Justin Jefferson in this game. Y'all know what Justin Jefferson been doing this year. I mean, the dude is ridiculous, probably rookie of the year, top candidate right now. And Adam Thielen has been a red zone machine, catching a lot of touchdowns in the red zone. I don't think it'll be enough for the Vikings to win. I'm going to take Tampa Bay, and I'm going to say Tampa Bay covers the 7. I'll take the over as well.
Man, I'll tell you what. Minnesota is the worst in the league at getting quarterback pressure. And the one thing that Tom Brady thrives on is that pocket with no pressure. So I think Tom Brady has a crazy bounce-back game, throws for 4 touchdowns. I'm going to take Tampa Bay -7, and I'm going to take the over. Justin Jefferson is definitely somebody you want to play. Rob Gronkowski might be a sneaky tight end play on DraftKings today, so definitely keep an eye out
Rob
for
Gronkowski's coming off his biggest game of the year.
Yep.
Hold on, let me get you some numbers from that because he had a monster game last week. Where's Rob? Where's Rob? I know I put some notes for Rob.
Peace out, Shazad. Thanks for stopping in, man.
Caught 6 of 7 targets for 106 yards last week.
Yeah.
I like
I heard you say something in the beginning.
Beard.
I think the Beard said you said you made a bold prediction or something about what'd you say during the intro of this?
Oh, I think that the NFC East is going to get 2 teams in the playoffs.
Okay. I thought it was something about the Vikings. I was about to say you hate the Vikings.
You think you definitely got Tampa Bay then. Minnesota's got to really lay an egg to not make the playoffs, right?
Yeah, right now they got that last wild card spot at
They're
6-6.
one game above us. Like,
what if we sent 2 teams to the playoffs and we both made it to the NFC?
That's what I'm saying.
It's possible. Do y'all have the tiebreaker over the Vikings?
We play Minnesota, don't we? No?
Nah.
So I don't know. I'd have to look. I got to dive into that. I usually wait until we got about 3 weeks left before I start diving into tiebreakers.
Yeah.
This week on Authentic and The Beard, we might get you guys some more of these into the playoff situations. Maybe on Tuesday episode, since we don't have a game that night, we can, spend some time on that.
I see my man Nate in the chat. What's up, Nate? Make sure y'all go sub up to Nate, man. He just started a new channel, man, and fantastic content. This one of the best speakers on YouTube, bro. Great voice. Sounds like Ron Jaworski. He's only like 16 years old, man. He's great, though, with the content. Definitely check him out.
What is the Hurts news? Is there some news about Jalen Hurts?
Uh-oh.
Did I miss something?
Siri, what happened to Jalen Hurts?
Next game on the slate, ladies and gentlemen, is going to be the Houston Texans, who are 4-8. They are 2.5-point favorites at the Chicago Bears, who are 5-7. The over/under is 46 points. This game kicks off at 1:00 this afternoon. This is a tough one. You got some interesting defense and offense here. I mean, the Texans aren't really great at defense, but the Chicago Bears are not really great at offense. So this is going to be an interesting matchup here. Deshaun Watson, he's putting up numbers with nobody around him.
Yeah.
It's kind of crazy. So you got to give a little bit of respect to Deshaun Watson. Authentic, tell me what you got in this game, brother.
Let's talk about Deshaun Watson right off the bat, man. I mean, since Bill O'Brien got fired, he's been balling out, which is kind of interesting because he started off the year really, really, really slow. I had the Texans at the bottom, and I thought that Miami draft pick that they have from there, I thought that might end up landing as a number 1 pick, and Deshaun Watson said, hey, bro, pump the brakes one time, man. He's been balling out. I also like Brandon Cooks in this matchup as well, since Will Fuller's been out.
I think Brandon Cooks is out.
Is Brandon Cooks out?
Yeah, Brandon Cooks is out today.
Wow, that's going to be major. So, man, maybe we're going to have to find another wide receiver to step in. Well, if it's not Brandon Cooks, then I like David Montgomery in this game, man. Texans defense has been terrible against the run. I want to say they've allowed the most carries in the league, and teams are rushing for 5.1 yards per carry against them. I mean, that's pretty terrible. So give me David Montgomery. Allen Robinson might have a decent game here. I think this is one of the harder games to pick on the slate today.
Switching it up. I heard it in his voice.
You did, right? Over-under's 46 in this one, huh? Give me the Bears, man. Give me the Bears. Ooh. I think they'll cover the 2.5, and I'll take the over.
I don't like either of those picks. I'm going the opposite way. I'll tell you about Deshaun Watson. Had to go to his Pro Football Reference. Last 6 weeks, 16 touchdowns, only 1 interception. So the dude just been balling out with, like they said, a limited cast. And he lost a couple more to some PED suspensions and other stuff. With that being said, he's the best player on the field. And there might be a little chip on his shoulder because the Bears are the organization that took Mitchell over him.
True.
So, I mean, I know a lot of players play that way. Like, they always remember those teams. So if he comes out here and wants to do that to the Bears defense, he's one of the quarterbacks that can do it. So with that being said, give me Houston -2.5, under the 46, though. I don't think it's going to be a high-scoring game.
I mean, this is, like I said, I started off this whole thing. You have the 30th ranked offense versus 30th ranked defense. David Montgomery, Authentic touched on him. He's been the 7th best fantasy running back since Tariq Cohen went down with an injury. I think he's definitely going to be somebody that you want to plug into your lineups. And that, considering that Houston does have the 2nd worst rushing defense, this could be a game where David Montgomery goes off. And in reality, you want Houston to put up points because you want to force Chicago to throw the ball, because everybody knows what happens when Mitchell Trubisky throws the ball. I mean, you're bound to get some interceptions and some turnovers there. But I'm going to take Houston -2.5. I'm actually going to take the over on this. I think they're going to hit the over on the 46. So that's where I am at. And Kute, That might be somebody you want to
Hey.
sneak in your lineup since no Brandon Cooks is available. Next up, it is the Green Bay Packers, who are 9-3. They are an 8-point favorite
Damn.
at
Cootie caught 8 catches, 9 targets, 141 yards last week.
balled out. 9-3 Green Bay Packers, 8-point favorites at the Detroit Lions Motown game. The Lions are 5-7. The over/under is 55 points. This game's going to kick off this afternoon, Sunday, 4:25 p.m. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a nice balanced
Ladies
slate.
and gentlemen, that's Scotty. Scotty, we
Jazzy
didn't get
Fizzle.
that today.
Jazzy Fizzle. Ladies and gentlemen, we do have a nice balanced slate today of 7 and 6 games. So I think it's 7 games at 1 and 6 games in the afternoon. So got a lot of options with the late afternoon game swaps for everybody. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to kick this game to Scotty Booms first. Scotty, what you got in this Green Bay Detroit game, brother?
Detroit is the unmitigated disaster. I mean, they fired Patricia, looked a little bit better, but I don't have a lot of faith in that defense, especially like in the divisional games with these two teams. It's like big brother, little brother. DeAndre Swift, I believe, is playing for the Lions.
Yep.
I would plug him in because I see Green Bay putting up a lot of points, playing a soft type coverage defense. Swift catching like a 70-yard, like low dump off pass out of the backfield for a touchdown. So I would start him, but I am taking Green Bay. That line moved. It was 7 or 7.5, and now it's up to 8. I think people know how this game's going to go. Green Bay -8. Over 55, though, because the Lions always seem to score some kind of points.
Yeah, this is going to be an interesting game. I mean, look, you have Green Bay's run defense is not very good. So I think that's where you're going to kind of want to plug in DeAndre Swift. I'm a little bit iffy because obviously DeAndre Swift is coming off the injury. And then, Adrian Peterson, he kind of takes away some of those goal line carries. So that's something you have to look out for. But I believe Kerryon Johnson is not in. So that, gives
Peterson
you about
had 2 touchdowns last week, right?
Yep. 2 touchdowns last week. He definitely had a great game. And then I'm going to stack Aaron Rodgers and Devontae Adams. It's going to be expensive, but they're on another level right now. Like, besides, Patrick Mahomes and Tyreek Hill, it's Aaron Rodgers and Devontae Adams. I mean, it's just you can't ignore that. You can't get away from it. So I'm going to take Green Bay. I hate that -8. I really do. But I'm going to take it. I'm going to take Green Bay -8, and I'm also going to take the over on 55.
I don't think you should hate it too much, man. I mean, the Lions have been playing better lately. They got a fluke win, I want to say, last week, but Green Bay's just on fire. Devontae Adams is probably the best wide receiver in the NFL right now. I mean, averaging 100 yards a game. It's pretty ridiculous. I'm looking for Green Bay to light them up early by the third quarter. This game kind of be in the bag. But I'm in agreement with you, man. I'll take the over in this game, and I think the Packers are going to cover. I mean, I just think the Lions just don't got enough firepower over there.
It's gonna be an interesting one. I saw a question in the chat. DeAndre Swift or Amari Cooper?
Woo.
That's an interesting one.
Cooper?
Yeah,
Since Andy Dalton's been in, Cooper, CeeDee Lamb, and Michael Gallup have been splitting like target share. So I don't know, man. That's a really tough question. I don't like either of them, but I'd probably go Amari Cooper.
Ooh.
Who was that was dipping? I saw you put the peace sign up.
Waterfly's got to go cook up some grub.
Hey, Waterfly, we'll catch you, man. I hope to see you in Entertainer Stream at 1:00, bro.
Make me a plate.
I'm gonna go with DeAndre Swift. I don't know why, man. But I got a feeling that DeAndre Swift is gonna have, like, you're starting to see some of these rookie running backs that have had like some good games kind of really start to like take over a little bit.
Yeah.
Cam Akers, Jonathan Taylor.
Mm-hmm.
DeAndre Swift had a really good game before he got the concussion. So it's this time of the year where you're gonna. I think teams rely on running backs more so at this time of the year.
And it's Amari Cooper with a pretty bad quarterback. I mean, Swift's going to get the touches. You know that.
Yeah, so I always want to go with volume.
Dalton.
Yeah, I would take Cooper just because the ceiling is very high for Cooper. If he gets a couple touchdowns, man, that could be a really big game. But at the same time, the floor is super low. So I think you could go either way on that one. I don't like either one of them.
Yeah. That's pretty much, that's when a lot of times you get these questions It's like that. It's like,
I
man.
like both the matchups. I mean, Green Bay has trouble stopping the run, and Cincinnati's defense isn't all that. So, I mean, I do like the matchups, but like you guys have said, the players have been inconsistent this year. So,
which that might make me change my pick and go DeAndre Swift, being that the Packers' rush defense is not that good. I mean, he's guaranteed to get some touches there. So, I mean, you should get some decent production out of him.
All right, next game on the slate is the New York Jets. Every time I type their record in, I feel like something's wrong, but it's not. Well, there's something wrong. There
is something wrong.
It's not your spell check.
Yeah, the New York Jets, who are 0-12, are heading to Seattle, who's 8-4. Seattle is a whopping 13.5-point favorite. The over-under is 47. This game kicks off at 4:05 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'm going to give you guys a quick little tidbit. Seattle is the 7th team since 2010 to be a double-digit favorite immediately after losing outright as a double-digit favorite. Each of those previous 6 teams covered the next week.
Okay.
Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, yeah, Seattle should cover in this game.
So that's just an interesting little tidbit to give you guys while, you guys get in order from my unordered games that I gave you.
Vegas crushes on those second week games because everyone's like, oh, they just lost. There's no way, why are they getting so many points again as a favorite? And then they all obviously bet, and then,
Absolutely. So Scotty Booms, what you got, brother?
That's it.
That's it. He gave you what he got.
That's it? You got nothing else for me? No sneaky plays? I got to check on Jamison Crowder and see if he's playing.
Jets played the Raiders last week. It was a close game. I think I took the Raiders to cover, and they did not. So, but I'm not doing that again this week.
No, I think they did in the end, didn't they? No, maybe they didn't.
Maybe or something. No, the Raiders messed up. They had a bad fourth quarter.
They won on that crazy play.
Raiders are sketchy.
Greg Williams lost his job. Nah, give me Seattle, man. Minus 13.5, under 47. I mean, the reason the Beard talked about that stat, the reason that happens is because these are good teams. And after you lose a game like that, you have a tough week of practice. The cream still rises to the top. Seattle's going to come here and destroy the Jets.
Yeah, I'm with you on that, Scotty. I mean, the Giants took care of Seattle last week. I'm sure that was an unexpected L for them. If you saw Griffin in his interview, he was talking about it, and he was just like, we shouldn't have lost that game, and made up all these excuses that had nothing to do with the Giants. He blamed it on Seattle, pretty much just losing the game. I like Chris Carson in this game, but the injuries, he's still a little bit banged up, so it's I think it's a sketchy play, but since he got back from his injury, which I want to say was 2 or 3 games ago, he's combined for 105 yards on 21 carries, and he's got 5 receptions for 63 yards. He's got a touchdown on the ground, and he's got a touchdown through the air. So I definitely like Chris Carson. I've thought that this year he's been the X factor for Seattle. Dating back to the first 8 games of the year before he got hurt, in 5 of the 6 that he played in, they won. And the 6th game he got hurt against the Cardinals, and they ended up losing that game. So I do think Chris Carson is a major X factor. Hyde came in and played pretty well for them, and they got a couple victories under Hyde. Tyler Lockett, I think, is a sketchy play in this game. DK Metcalf, you definitely want to start. But yeah, give me the Seahawks in this game to cover, and I'll take the over.
I think DK Metcalf might have a 200-yard game today.
Does he have a 200-yard game all year?
I don't think so.
He got that 177 against Philadelphia.
Yeah, I think DK Metcalf gets close to the 200-yard mark. That's my bold prediction for this game.
I'm going to go opposite of that bold prediction, man. That's a little crazy. I think that now DK Metcalf was still a little under the radar a bit, as far as when you game plan for the Seahawks. I think a lot of teams were thinking stop Russell Wilson first, right? And now I think teams are talking stop DK Metcalf first.
Because it was Lockett. You're right. I mean, Lockett was Russell Wilson's favorite target for the last 2-3 years. That is his guy. He always was featuring. But now you got a monster on the other side of the field like DK Metcalf, and you can't win.
It opens up. I mean, one of them is going to have a big game. You have to have a really good defense to be able to stop both of those guys.
Like the New York Giants. Yeah.
Like the New York Giants, right?
Well, yeah, but DK Metcalf still had a pretty good game statistically.
5 catches, 80 yards, no tugs.
Yeah, that's and a loss. But I mean, look, in fantasy football, they don't give you points for wins and losses.
I mean, 5 for 80 is not a good game.
It's not a bad game. That's 13. That's 13 points
for your best receiver. that your defense is happy if you hold the best receiver to 5.
Yeah, your defense
Facts.
is happy, but I'm saying like 13 points. I mean, you'll live with that.
Oh, fantasy wise, okay.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Listen, man, if Tariq Hill goes out there and puts up 13 points today, you're going to have a very upset Authentic.
Oh yeah, well, it's
watch
playoffs.
out for that, man. These corners, boy, I'm telling you, Miami, they're gonna lock them down. Not lock them down. You can't lock that man down. But.
Look,
I hope it gets ugly, man.
Seattle's gonna cover this. I think it's gonna be a pretty crazy game. Ty Johnson, somebody to look out for, running back for the New York Jets. Frank Gore's coming off that concussion, so definitely keep your eye out on Ty Johnson. He had a monster game last week. I think he went over 120 yards in that loss to the Raiders. So DK Metcalf is definitely going to go bananas today.
Is Frank Gore inactive?
No, he's a 4:00 game, so we don't really know yet.
Frank Gore's gonna play.
But it's Frank Gore, yeah. But still, it's something to keep your eye out for. You know what I'm saying? So just definitely keep your eye out for that guy. Ty Johnson, I mean, he put up 120 yards out of nowhere last week, which is kind of crazy. Next game on the slate. This is going to be an interesting one here, ladies and gentlemen.
Ladies and gentlemen.
You have your Indianapolis Colts, who have one of the best defenses in the National Football League, as said by the Beard, week 2 or 3, I believe, this season.
Wait, that defense kind of falling off, cuz.
Yeah. The Indianapolis Colts are 8-4. They're a 3-point favorite at the Las Vegas Raiders, who are 7-5. The over-under is a whopping 51.5. This game kicks off Sunday at 4:05 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Authentic, tell me what you got.
Well, I'll tell you, man, like a couple weeks ago, I was super high on Nyheim Hines doing backflips, scoring touchdowns and stuff like that. Thought he was going to probably see his way into being a premier back. But I mean, last week he only carried the ball 6 times for 10 yards. He did have a touchdown there, but I think he's too risky to probably put in your starting lineup. Even though he had more, I'm actually sorry about that. Jonathan Taylor had more carries, 16-9 in comparison to Nyheim Hines. So I do think Jonathan Taylor is probably the play here as far as running back goes. I'd stay away from most of the other guys in this game, man. I mean, it's playoff time right now as far as fantasy goes. And I can't deal with no Phillip Rivers. You know, that just ain't going to do it. Derek Carr, just a little too inconsistent. He had a pretty good game last week.
I need him.
Picking this game is super tough. I mean, the Raiders are struggling with teams like the Jets, but I've told y'all the Colts are one of the hardest teams to pick all year. I'm going to take the Colts in this game, man. 51.5. I'll take the over. Yeah, I'll take the Colts outright.
I like it, man. I like it. I'm right there with you on that.
I can't believe that is the spread is like that. That's crazy to me, actually.
Wait, you took the Colts, you said?
Yeah, I'm taking the Colts.
I can't ride with you. Can't ride with you on that.
Yeah, I'm taking the Colts.
Talk about their Colts defense. Colts defense is very good, and the Raiders offense has been up and down. That fluky win last week doesn't give you any confidence when it's against the Jets. But the injuries I'm worried about on the Colts offensive line, they might be down to their 3rd string left tackle. And Phil Rivers, that dude hasn't scrambled since 1997.
I don't think he's ever scrambled.
That'd be a big concern for me. I think he's just going to go down. Like, he'll take knees before he takes hits. But
Hey, speaking on that real quickly, there was an interview, I want to say it was with Khalil Mack or it was another premier edge rusher, and they asked him who's the hardest quarterback to sack in the NFL right now. He said Phillip Rivers, bro, because he said Phillip Rivers told him straight up, like, if you get anywhere near me, trust me, I'm going to throw the ball away, like 100%.
And they looked up the stats on it, and it had been like his first 14 games he played him, he didn't get any sacks.
Wait, was it Khalil Mack?
It was somebody retired. It was DeMarcus Ware.
Oh, it was DeMarcus Ware. That's who it was. I knew it was somebody else. I didn't think it was Khalil Mack.
Like, man, that's crazy. DeMarcus Ware it took a long time. But Phil Rivers, I mean, he's going to need that today is what I'm saying for sure. So I'm worried about that Colts offensive line. Raiders can score points. I mean, I think Ruggs started slow, but that touchdown to win a game like that, that'll get your juices flowing. So you probably had a good week in practice. Give me the Raiders. Taking a lot of dogs today, man. I don't know if this is a good idea. Give me the Raiders +3 under the 51.5, though. I could see it being like a low-scoring affair.
I'm going to take the Raiders +3, and I'm going to take the over. It's just barely going to get there, but I'm going to take the over. Now, I'm riding with Derek Carr because he's my starting quarterback for the first week of the playoffs. I had to make a choice between him and Taysom Hill. And right now, as of right now, this moment, Derek Carr is my starting quarterback in this fantasy week. So, but that might change by the time I get off the air. And Darren Waller, who had that monster game last week,
Yes, 13 catches on 17 targets for 200 yards and 2 touchdowns. I thought it was 2 games. It's crazy.
Now, this is the thing that's crazy, right? So Waller versus the Colts. The Colts have allowed the fewest yards per attempt at 5 to tight ends and the fewest touchdowns, 1, tied with the Patriots to tight ends this season. So the Indianapolis Colts have only given up 1 touchdown to a tight end all year.
Tied with the Patriots. That makes that sketchy for me.
So you're not starting Darren Waller? We're talking about this is the week before fantasy playoffs. If you've had
it is playoffs. It is playoffs.
He's a must start. He's a must start.
No, yeah, you have to put him in. Now, daily, do you run with Darren Waller? I mean, you might look in another direction because Darren Waller is going to be probably the second most expensive tight end in daily fantasy behind Travis Kelce.
We'll take Simon's question then.
Yeah.
I mean, Darren Waller with that sketchy matchup or Tyler Boyd with Brandon Allen. I mean, we know the Cowboys defense is nothing to write home about.
That's too easy. That's too easy.
I'm going to go Darren Waller.
Yeah, that's too easy.
I might go Boyd. I mean, the Cowboys defense has played a little better, but they're still giving up 3 touchdowns every single week. And
is it Tyler Boyd who got the touchdown last week on the out route where they missed a tackle and he went off to the races?
Either last week or 2 weeks ago, but yeah. I think
I mean, the Bengals just struggle to score. I'm not banking on anybody on that Bengals offense.
So he's going Waller. All right.
Brandon Ayuk or Corey Davis. I love Brandon Ayuk as a player. I don't love him in this matchup against Washington. I like Corey Davis's matchup better.
His ceiling is high.
Ayuk's consistent every single week. The dude's getting catches and yards. Washington corners, they've been struggling in the first half of games. Everyone talks about how great the second half defense is, and it has been good. But Fuller and Darby, they've been getting cooked a little bit in the first and second quarter of games. So I could see him getting a touchdown early. Ayuk could catch and run. But Corey Davis, model of consistency, as Awthentik was saying earlier. So give me Corey. Just barely.
Robert Tonyan or Mark Andrews. I like Robert Tonyan as a tight end. He's been, he has played well this season with Aaron Rodgers. But Detroit's actually pretty good against defending the tight end. I think they're 7th in defense against tight ends. Mark Andrews is Lamar Jackson's go-to guy. In a primetime game against Cleveland, they're probably going to see a lot of action to the tight ends because of the corners that Cleveland has and the wide receivers that Baltimore has. So I think I on a pure volume standpoint, I'm going to go with Mark Andrews.
Yeah, I'm going Mark Andrews on that one too. I think Green Bay is going to lead that game and probably be running the rock out in the second half.
Yeah, Mark Andrews all the way.
It's going to be an interesting matchup between the Colts and the Raiders. So next up on the slate is going to be the Atlanta Falcons, who are 4-8. They are heading to Los Angeles to play the Chargers, who are 3-9. Atlanta is this game actually changed to a straight pick'em.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, buddy.
And the over-under is 49. Oh,
Falcons
Awthentik.
were a little bit of a favorite going in, right?
Yeah, they were. I think it was at one point it was as high as 3. Awthentik, what you like in this game, brother?
I'm going to definitely take the over. I think we're going to get there. These are 2 offenses that, for the most part of the year, have been putting up a lot of points. Chargers put up that dud against the Patriots just last week, and I'm looking for them to have a bounce-back game. Chargers have had a tough season, man. We talked about this a little bit off air, Tim. They talking about firing the coach now already, man, and they're already mathematically eliminated from the playoffs, which is they're one of few teams right now mathematically eliminated. I'd look for Matt Ryan to have a pretty decent game. I mean, I like Matt Ryan in this matchup, I think. Falcons have been playing a lot better under interim head coach. That's Raheem Morris over there, right?
Yep.
I like how they've been playing with him in the game. Man, I've got a tough one. Julio Jones is out in this game, right?
Yes, Julio Jones is out.
And Todd Gurley, man, I think is that's a tough one for me. I've been having issues if I want to start him or not. I think Keenan Allen is a definite start. Austin Eckler has jump-started this passing game coming out of the backfield, man. I like what I'm seeing out of him. Give me the Falcons, though, in this game. I'm going to take the more veteran-savvy quarterback in this one to put up more points. I like the Falcons to win by maybe a good 7 points.
This is a tough game to pick. This is a game, it's a pick 'em, so it's already difficult, but
yeah,
I probably wouldn't touch it. Like Awthentik just touched on, Falcons are playing better since they got rid of the bum coach, Mike Smith. 45-0 last week for the Chargers against the Patriots. Anthony Lynn, I don't think he's going to last much longer. He's not a very good head coach, in my opinion.
Man, I like Anthony Lynn, man. That's crazy. But
in game, I like him what he's done with the organization. They seem like they all play together, but on the field, he makes very questionable calls.
Yeah, he's aggressive too. So, I mean, I do see where you're coming from. And with all that talent on the offensive side of the ball over there, you should be winning more games for sure.
But you get the rookie of the year coming out, who's not the #1 overall draft pick as far as quarterback. You got to give him credit for that. You have to.
Yeah. Well,
I had the Falcons.
Scotty, they did puncture what's his name's lung. You know, he did.
They got to go.
Tim almost died over there. Yo, hey,
they did puncture his lung.
Yeah, they punctured that man's lung. But yo, Tim, you know, with the hat today, right? I'm gonna tell you, there was this dude. I don't want to carry this on too long, but there was a dude that called in to Entertainer's show last night, and he was under a boat out at sea, and he had a hat on like that. He was weird.
Was he like you know? Was it like a nice boat, or was he like, you know, like
I didn't see the
like a
conditions
crab?
of the
Like
boat.
was he like on like Deadliest Catch?
The ceiling was like right here, and look, he was like up in the corner. You know, he wasn't like down. He was like up in the corner, like he was on a bunk bed.
He was
bro.
trying to get that good Wi-Fi.
Yeah, but I was like, who's the beard reminding me of right now? And that's what it was reminding me of, because he had on one of those hats just like that. You know, like he was deep sea fishing with ice, you know, on the water and whatnot.
Speaking of boats, real fast, I know we're not going to carry this for too long. I don't know if McGinnis is still in the chat or not, but you know, I used to go to Mardi Gras every year for like 5 straight years. And one time we went down there, Big Hurt was always lived in a different place every year we went down there. So this one time we went down there, they had a boat in the backyard. Like, not like a little boat, like a big ass boat in the backyard. Like a legit boat. And they had a guy that lived in the boat. And they let him live in the boat. You know, he did the yard work and stuff, and in exchange, they let him live in the boat in the backyard. And I don't know if McGinnis is in the chat still or not, if he remembers that. But yeah, it was crazy.
Sounds like Alvarez and Cali and the Winnebago and whatnot. But yeah, dog, that guy could be you. And I was like trying to put together the whole thing, like walk on water. Maybe you be ice fishing, and that's where the walk on Walker moniker kind of came from.
Walk on Walker.
Hey, Nate, we'll catch you, man. I'll see you in Entertainer Stream later, man.
Oh, man. All right, quick fire, rapid fire. Gio Bernard or Brashard Perriman?
Brashard Perriman. Seahawks secondary is terrible.
I'm going to go with the running back, man. I got to go Gio Bernard here because Cowboys defense, rush defense particularly, is really bad. So I'll go Gio Bernard. Even though I don't feel comfortable about that, he probably won't get in the end zone. I'll go Gio.
Yeah, Gio Bernard, Dallas Cowboys run defense is atrocious. And I'm going to give you guys a number of that in the next, as soon as we get to the next game. I'm going to take the Chargers to win this game. I'm all over this game fantasy-wise as far as DraftKings goes. Matt Ryan, Russell Gage, and Calvin Ridley. Bring it back with Keenan Allen. Also, Austin Eckler has 26 catches, I believe, in his last 2 games. So definitely like somebody to look out for. He's probably going to be heavily owned in DraftKings, but you can't really turn away a running back that catches 12 to 13 times a game.
The Falcons are only allowing 3.73 yards per carry. It's 5th in the NFL right now. So I do look for him to catch more passes out of the backfield rather than be a weapon, just, you know, dropping back, just handing him the ball. Yeah,
it's going to be interesting. Nick the Wick says Marvin Jones or Cole Beasley.
I go Cole Beasley on that one.
Yeah, I'm going to go. Give me Marvin Jones.
And what about that lax one? What about this one?
Kyler or Taysom Hill? Till Kyler shows me that he's not ailing, I have to go Taysom Hill on that.
Yeah.
Taysom Hill's been fantasy stud. I mean, the rush yards, and he's throwing for yards too. He's been good.
Yeah, I'm going Taysom Hill in that, man. The Saints have won 9 straight games.
Yeah,
they're playing phenomenal right now.
Yeah, man, that's the favorite right now in the NFC right now. They just ball. It don't matter who playing quarterback over there.
And so we have 2 primetime games before we run into all the NFC East matchups, which we always save for last here on the Parlay. Sunday night game. It's the game of the week if you're not a Washington or New York Giants fan. The Pittsburgh Steelers are 11-1. They are going to Buffalo Bills, who are 9-3. The Bills are 3-point favorites. The over-under here is 48 points. Authentic, tell me what you got.
I'll tell you what I got, man. I like wide receiver Deontay Johnson in this game. He's got double-digit targets in 5 consecutive games. I think he's a sleepy starter, maybe at a wide receiver 2, maybe wide receiver 3. We got James Conner coming back, man, activated off the COVID list in this game too, man, who I think is the real difference maker in this offense. You know, when James Conner's out of the lineup for Pittsburgh, they really don't have an identity. Juju Smith-Schuster, I'd stay away from him because it seems like he has to catch a ton of targets. I want to say he's averaging in his last 5 games 5.5 yards per catch. So he's got to get like 10 catches for you to be able to make anything out of that, and probably get some tubs to go along with it. As far as my pick in this game, Buffalo Bills are favored by 3. I'll take the under. I feel like Pittsburgh has been putting up low points in their last couple games. I've talked about that cupcake schedule they've had going throughout this year, and the smoke and mirrors around the 10-0 record they had, or 11-0 record, whatever that was. I'm going to go ahead and take the Buffalo Bills in this game, man. And I think they'll cover that 3, the 48. I don't think we're going to get there.
Yeah, I mean, Buffalo Bills, they're clicking right now. They had a tough matchup last week, and they came out and destroyed. I think Josh Allen had, 4 touchdown passes or something?
4
like
touchdowns, 348 yards, something along those lines. He only had 7 incomplete passes, 31 of 38, I believe.
Yeah, I mean, Pittsburgh, they look terrible against Washington. Deontay Johnson, he's definitely getting a lot of targets, Authentic, but he also, I believe, leads the league in drops. That's been a big
man, that's not a good look.
Yeah.
So he's got double-digit drops in the year. So Tomlin's the kind of guy, if you fumble the ball, you drop the ball, you make careless, mindless mistakes, you don't play for long. So I could see him getting less, maybe even snaps this week from the Steelers, because they do have other options to wide out. He's definitely going to play a lot, don't get me wrong, and he's probably going to play normal snaps, but I wouldn't be surprised if you don't see a big game from Deontay Johnson. But I do think Buffalo's going to win this game. Pittsburgh didn't pass any kind of eye test for me. They had some injuries. I don't know Joe Hayden's status, but they had a couple injuries at corner. Obviously, they lost Bud Dupree a couple weeks ago. That really hurts them when it comes to a quarterback like Josh Allen, who can beat you with his legs. Give me Buffalo +3. Is that what we're looking at?
Yeah.
-3. No, excuse me. Give me Buffalo -3 over the 48 points.
You know, why I'm so high on Johnson is because Claypool has kind of slowed down a little bit here. He's got 8 catches for 90 yards in his last 2 games, no touchdowns. So, I mean, maybe this could be that breakout game where Claypool gets back in business here and gets in the end zone.
Justin, man, give me Jonathan Taylor.
Yeah, Jonathan Taylor over Mike Davis for sure.
He's going to need to run the football since they got no left tackle.
Yeah, and then
that's a tough one.
It is tough.
Yeah, I'm a little undecided on that one. I can't lie.
But I just think that, I don't know, Mike Davis, I struggle with Mike Davis because he's saved me a couple of weeks when McCaffrey was out, but he just hasn't bounced back. He's been inconsistent, and Jonathan Taylor, I think, is separating himself as far as the touches go. It can always change in Indianapolis. You never know what they're going to do with Hines and Wilkinson, but I like Jonathan Taylor. I think he's starting to get the go.
Oh, and another sleepy pick I think in this game is Eric Ebron. He's been getting targeted a lot, 22 targets in his last 2 games, and I'm starting him in my lineup actually this week. He's averaging about 10 points in his last 4 games. He's came on strong these last couple weeks, so I like Eric Ebron for sure in this matchup. What about Stefan Diggs? How y'all feeling about Stefan Diggs in this matchup?
Diggs is the man.
Anybody from Buffalo wide receiving core, I'm taking.
But Gabriel Davis is my sleeper of the 3 wide receivers, because I think they're going to be so focused heavily on Stefan Diggs. I think that's going to open up for Gabriel Davis. It'll open up for Cole Beasley a little bit, but Cole Beasley is probably going to be playing more of that slot sort of stuff. And it's easier for the other guy on the outside to have the bigger game when the opposite guy on the other side is being the focus of the defense.
And Cole Beasley is big boom or bust. I mean, in 6 games, he's got 100 yards in 3 of those games, right? But in the other 3 games, he didn't even get over 40 yards.
Yeah. Boom or bust.
Yeah, he's super boom or bust, so I'd watch out for him. But he seems to be playing off a bit of momentum right now and kind of balling out. And I think it goes to what you said there, Tim, about teams targeting Stefan Diggs.
And then Nick DeWick wants to know Zeke, Gallman, or Gio. This one is easy for me. I'm going to go Wayne Gallman and Gio Bernard.
Yes. Oh, no. Absolutely not. No. Wait for the train to pass through the station here. I'm definitely taking Wayne Gallman and Zeke Elliott.
So we're going with one, or we're going with two of those? Definitely
two.
Wayne Gallman, and yeah, I'll take Zeke. I think Zeke will have a better day running the ball against, because Cincinnati Bengals defense, rush defense is 31st. Cowboys is 32nd. They're last in the league. So yeah, give me Zeke and give me Wayne Gallman.
Brandon Ayuk or Nyheim Hines at flex. I'm going to go with Brandon Ayuk.
Yeah, same.
Because Nyheim Hines, if I'm going to blow my flex out and I'm choosing between a catching running back and a catching catcher, I'm going to go with the catcher.
Catching catcher? I like that.
Say it again. What was
Say the what?
Yeah.
He
so
said,
look,
yeah.
I'm going to take Buffalo. I'm going to take Buffalo Bills -3, and I'm going to take the over on the 48. And like I said, Gabriel Davis is the player to watch in that matchup.
That's what's up.
All right, last primetime game before we get to the NFC East games. We got 17 minutes left before this show goes. We have the Baltimore Ravens. They are 7-3. They are a 3-point favorite at the Cleveland Browns, who are 9-3. The Baltimore Ravens are 7-5, 3-point favorite at the Cleveland Browns, 9-3. Over under 47. Kickoff is 8:15 Monday night. This is the last matchup between these division rivals. This is a huge game for both teams. Awthentik, what you got?
I mean, Brown's running back situation is just awesome. I mean, Nick Chubb, since coming back in Week 10, is averaging 19 carries and 116 yards. He's averaging 6.1 yards per carry. Ridiculous. So you know they're going to run the rock. He's probably going to get his today. But Baltimore's been running that ball very well, too, behind J.K. Dobbins, man. And Lamar Jackson, you saw, he got off last week as well. I think that this Browns team has improved from the team that you saw in, Week 3, I want to say they played the Ravens and they got smoked like 38-7.
I think it was Week 1, wasn't it?
Week 1, yeah. So I think this team is very improved since then. But still, I still think the Ravens are going to take this game. This is a must-win, I think, for the Ravens. Trying to get into the playoffs here with a little bit of steam, a little bit of momentum. Over-under's 47. I'll take the over in this one. And, I think the Ravens will cover.
I mean, the Browns, don't get me wrong, their 9-3 is not fluke. They're good.
No, it's fluke.
Team.
It's fluke.
They can really run the football. Baker Mayfield's, they were saying the dude can only run when he's running play action, bootlegs. He came out under center and he was balling out last week. He had a bunch of touchdown passes. So I do think the Browns are good, but what they do well is what the Ravens also do well. So Ravens are going to be able to stop the defense, slow down Nick Chubb a little bit because, he's been on fire. And they got that little brother, big brother type of syndrome over there. The Browns just look up to Pittsburgh and the Ravens, and regardless of how their record is or how they're playing, I think that intimidation factor's in line. My one worry would be Myles Garrett on the outside because we know Ronnie Staley got that injury a couple weeks ago. He's out left tackle. So the Ravens got some injuries on the offensive line. Browns can take advantage. But with that, I'm going to take the Ravens at -3, under 47 points.
Whew. All right, look, I'm going to give Cleveland one more. This is the game where Cleveland has to prove to me that they're legit. So that being said, Cleveland has a -15 point differential, which is like, I don't know how as a 9-win team, but that is the case.
They lose bad.
Yeah.
They do.
And they are 0-4 against the spread when playing divisional opponents this year. So I'm going to take Baltimore -3, and I'm going to take the under. This is going to be a good game, though. I always love a divisional matchup, so I'm looking forward to watching that game. And speaking of, I heard the Glock.
I'm sorry about that Glock, man. Them Browns, I'm sorry. Today's not the day. Today is not the day.
It's not the day.
You know I still love you, bro. I got mad love for you, man. It's just not the day.
All right, this is the moment in the show where we power through our own NFC East division matchups. First up, we're going to look at the Dallas Cowboys. They are 3-9. They are a 3-point favorite against the Cincinnati Bengals, who are 2-9-1. The over-under is 43. This game kicks off at 1 o'clock. Scotty Booms, what you got?
It's funny we're picking the Baltimore and then Dallas and Cincy. Like, I feel like we already picked these games. We've talked so much about these in depth.
I know, right?
Andy Dalton, he's going to have a big game today. The redemption game is in there. Teams like playing their ex-teams when they felt like they should have gotten paid or maybe kept around. They obviously did not keep Andy Dalton around. He went from a starter, Pro Bowl guy, led him to the playoffs like 6 years in a row, to all of a sudden now I'm a number 2 cornerback in the NFL. So he's going to come out today slinging the ball. I see the Cowboys winning this football game outright. -3, I'm still going to take them at that. Give me those points. Over 43 as well.
Yeah, I'm with you, Scotty, man. I think the Cowboys are going to cover this game. I'll take the over in this one, too. I think it's going to be a heavy dosage of Zeke Elliott like I talked about, man. These rushing defenses are both terrible, man. It would really surprise me to not see both teams running the rock all day. So, yeah, give me the Cowboys in this one, and I'll take the over, and they'll cover.
Oh, I'm going to have to take the Cowboys also to cover. Take the Cowboys -3. I'm going to take the over on a 43. Giovanni Bernard. Plug him in a lineup or two. Dallas allows 167.8 rushing yards a game.
Can we agree that if Gio Bernard bums out again today, that we'll stop talking about him on Sunday?
Yeah, straight up, bro. We got to be done with him.
With this guy.
Yeah, I'm with you.
We're looking
all
back.
right. Yes, I will. We'll make that agreement. Yes, but I mean, like you guys. I mean, can you not play him? He's probably like $5,000 on Draftkings, and Dallas gives up 167 yards on the ground, and the Bengals have no quarterback, so they got Giovanni
Brandon Allen's
Bernard.
gonna run. Brandon Allen's gonna go for 100 yards today. He's gonna do the Danny Dimes right there, dual threat Danny.
I guess we gonna see.
Yeah, we definitely will.
The next matchup of the NFC East teams is going to be the New Orleans Saints, who are 10-2. They are 8.5-point favorites at the Philadelphia Eagles, who are 3-8-1. The Eagles are starting Jalen Hurts, and apparently not just for this game, but for the rest of the season. The over-under is 42.5. This game kicks off at 4:25 p.m. Scotty Booms, tell me what you got.
That 42.5 tells me Vegas thinks that New Orleans is going to struggle to score a lot against Philly's front, which is possible. I mean, Taysom Hill, more of a running quarterback. He has thrown the ball since he's been starter, but he is known for running the football a lot. I can agree with that. I can roll with that. I mean, that's way too low. 42.5 is too low. I'm going to go over it, but I can't see it being a low-scoring game. I think Jalen Hurts is going to inject some life into the Philly offense. Give me Philadelphia at plus 8.5 over that 42.5.
I'm definitely going to take the over in this game. I think the Saints are going to put up a lot of points behind their running game. I mean, and it's a multi-headed running game here with Taysom Hill at quarterback. Love what I'm seeing out of Alvin Kamara, man, coming out the backfield catching passes, which has been a little bit lower with Taysom Hill in the lineup. But I just think this Philadelphia team is cooked, man. So I'm looking for the Saints to blow them out of the water and just send them packing here, man. I'll take the Saints to cover, and I'll take the over.
You're not taking Philadelphia this year. Come on, man.
Yeah, come on. We trying to fly. All
right.
Just like them Eagles. We trying to fly.
Because look. All right.
No, it's like this. Go.
Out of the sky.
All right. I'm gonna take the Saints minus -8.5. I feel like this game might be kind of close.
It will be close.
I'm gonna do one lineup on DraftKings with Jalen Hurts.
I like Jalen Hurts. I think he's gonna be a decent quarterback. He's got good skill set.
So
21. That's the score right there.
And I'm gonna take the over 42.5. It's gonna be. I'm kind of excited to see how Jalen Hurts does. This is his chance. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is it, bro. You better get to going. Do something.
He's gonna have more opportunity than this. But I'm going with Bobby on this one, man. I like that Saints 41-3, but I'm gonna go 41-7.
Oh my God. Okay, look at these Giants fans out here.
Bobby.
No faith in the NFC Easters. I love it. No faith.
Birds is cooked.
This is it. This is the last two games that we're going to go through are the biggest games on the weekend.
Yes, they are.
Your Washington football team.
No, your Washington football team.
Your Washington football team, who's 5-7, will be heading to Arizona to play the San Francisco 49ers, who are 5-7. The 49ers are actually a 3-point favorite, and the over-under is an underwhelming 43.5 points. This game kicks off at 4:25 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We might as well get Awthentik's Giants take on this game first.
I'll keep it simple here, man. I think Washington really has a good shot at winning this game. I'm rooting for the San Francisco 49ers to get this one, though. Terry McLaurin is in my starting lineup again, and last week he put up a dud, man. He only had 2 catches, so I'm looking for him to bounce back heavy, especially with Antonio Gibson out of the lineup. Going to try to figure out where Washington is going to produce some rushing yards because Peyton Barber, I don't think he's it, and McKissick, more of a guy catching balls out of the backfield. Give me the 49ers in this game. I think they're going to cover. I think that this is a tough week I think it's a tough week for Washington, and I think it's a tough week for the New York Giants. These are two tough games, very staple defining games. If one team can win and the other team loses, they're going to have a serious edge going into these last three games. Yeah, man, I think Brandon Nyuk might be a problem in this game, and Kyle Shanahan returns to Washington for a revenge game. I think he's going to dial up a really good game plan. So give me the San Francisco 49ers, 43.5. We gon' get there.
Hawkinson or Tanyan really fast before we get into this. I like Hawkinson. I like Hawkinson.
You like saying Hawkinson. Yeah. Tanyan's been playing well, though. He got a score last week or 2 weeks ago.
Yeah. Hawkinson's that
man,
guy.
I don't know if you guys play poker. Awthentik loves to slow roll me. I don't know if you know that. I think he's Washington stats and then just always pick the other team. This is probably 4 or 5 weeks in a row I feel like he's done this.
I got to show why it's going to be close,
Give me Washington. If you're going to give me points right now, the way Washington's playing, I'm definitely going to take those points. Washington +3, over 43.5. We're going to get pressure today. The Niners have had trouble at stopping the pass rush. And Washington's line is really coming together. They're top 5 right now in pass rush win rate. So that's a big number for them. If they can get the pressure, the Niners are done. Washington, let's go. The Beard. Tell me this thing, man.
I am a little scared without Antonio Gibson. But that being said, I am playing J.D. McKissick every chance I get. That guy's going to catch 10 passes today for sure. Washington +3. Give me the over. And 5 sacks for the Washington defense. I am back with the sack prediction. 5 sacks for the Washington defense today.
I like that.
This is where I'm at. This is going to be a tough game. This is not going to be an easy game. There's a lot of blood, sweat, and tears that are going to go into this game. There's a lot on the line for both of these teams. San Francisco fighting for their life. Washington fighting for their life. But I like my Washington football team. Go Red Tails. They're going to cover the 3, and we're going to hit the over. That's where we're at.
We got some poker here, man. I like this. Doyle Brunson came out of nowhere when I mentioned that poker term. That's good.
Nah, someone say poker? I like that. Nick DeWick says he's a big poker guy too, man. I haven't played poker since we played at your house, Scotty.
Yeah.
Only time anybody plays is in my basement every 6 months or so.
Yeah, it's good games when everybody gets back in town. Normally, COVID kind of ruining that. I remember Joe Andre and them came in town last year, and we played some poker at your crib too.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
And it is the last game that we will.
Yeah, one more to go. I thought we were done.
No. Oh yeah. All right.
All aboard!
We don't get sound effects, man. Can we get some?
You need some nicknames first, man.
What about the Red Tails? Can we get some like airplane noises or something?
They're not the Red Tails yet. I can't do that yet. There is a train, and it is headed by a guy named Wayne.
All right. Here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, the Arizona Cardinals are 6-6 and are 3-point favorites at the New York Giants, who are 5-7. The over-under is 45.5. Kickoff is at 1 o'clock. I'm going to let Scotty Booms take this one first.
Trying to do something crazy with my computer, and I'm probably glitching out right now. Sorry, everybody.
Yeah, just a little bit. You good, though.
Giants. Cool. I put it up on my big screen. Giants, for sure. They're trending up. Cardinals are trending down. Leonard Williams, 8.5 sacks, 24 quarterback hits. That's second in the NFL behind TJ Watt. Giants all the way. And over 44.5, 45.5, because I think Giants are scoring 30+ today.
Let's get it. Scotty, I'm definitely with you on that, man. The Giants are going to have to score right around 30 points to win this game. Looking to hold the Cardinals to under 30. When they score over 30, they've only lost 1 out of 7 games where they've scored over 30. So I think that's the key number. I've been talking about that since Tuesday. Rely on this Wayne train. I want to see Daniel Jones back in action here today with a really good game, clean game, emphasis on not turning the ball over like he was doing during the 4-game winning streak, 3 of them that he was a part of, pretty much 3.5. And I think the Giants, man, I think we're set up, man. Our defense has been balling out. As long as that defense can come out here and show up, if that defense shows up like they did against Seattle, look for the Giants to really put this Cardinals team away early and go up by maybe 2-3 scores in this game for real, man. So I'm just looking to see a lot of that Wayne train, man. I want to see us run the rock and play good defense. New York Giants football. Giants Nation, let's go out here and get this dub, man. This is going to be a fantastic 1 o'clock game for Washington fans to watch, and then go into your 4 o'clock game, see if you guys can get a victory. But you know what it is, man. Wayne train.
Where are you going to watch? The Entertainers Channel or what?
Yeah, I'm going to be on Entertainers Channel, and I'll probably have it up on my screen here too. I don't know if it's the primetime game here in D.C. I don't know if that's going to be the 1 o'clock game because the Eagles play at 1 o'clock too, but it should be. I'm going to check as soon as we get off air.
Yeah.
Whew. Wayne Gallman's definitely somebody to look for in fantasy today. That Arizona run defense can be a little suspect at times. The New York Giants have been covered as an underdog, I want to say 8 straight times. So
no love. Why don't they respect these G-men? The defense is real. Come on now. Vegas?
Defense is real, man.
It's crazy because if you look at the way that these games are lined up, Washington and New York, they're almost the exact same over, under, and spread. So it's kind of interesting, but I'm going to take the Giants +3, and I don't know. That under is I'm going to take the under on the 45.5.
Now with these two teams.
They got a big task at hand today. There's no doubt about that.
Definitely. And I think Kyler Murray's coming out here trying to prove that, that Cardinals team is legit. They had that Hail Mary, and without that Hail Mary, you're talking 5 straight losses. So you're talking 2 losses on the opposite ends of the Hail Mary where they got the W against, was that Buffalo, I want to say?
Yes.
Yeah, so, I mean, this is a must-win for both teams. What's my man who's on TV from who used to play for the Steelers, was a safety, Ryan Clark, and he played for the Washington football team. Ryan Clark says if the Giants don't win this game, playoff chances are probably going out the door. I think this is just a major game of the week for me, obviously, as a Giants fan. I'm thinking about the playoffs. I don't care what Giants fans is talking about. I'm thinking about these playoffs. We got to go out here and get this dub. And I want it to be convincing, man. Let's go out here and play some really, really, really good football, man, and leave with a W, man. It's been a long week. Feels like it's been a bye week for the Giants, man. Like, these games, the more meaningful they are, Beard was talking about this, the longer it feels like the games are feeling to approach here, man. So I'm looking forward to it, man. We're 30 minutes before kickoff here, man. This is dead perfect. This is going to be probably the best Sunday of football I've had in a really long time, man. Really meaningful football on the line here.
Man,
you guys win.
Look, this is good. This is what it's all about. This is, as a fan, this is what you want. You got the Giants. You got Washington. They're both with the same record. We don't got to really worry about Dallas. We don't really got to worry about the Philadelphia Eagles. It's a two-man race. But I have been saying it now for the last week and a half. I think one of these teams, if we both win out, which I predicted, I think that one of us actually gets a wild card spot.
Oh, man, no way both teams win out. But I do agree with you that one of these teams could get a wild card spot. I think it starts today with Minnesota. We're going to need Minnesota to lose a game here. And the Bucs losing wouldn't hurt us either, as far as trying to, get a wild card here in our chances as NFC East goes. But man, NFC East is back, bro.
Yeah, exactly. So I think we would rather have Minnesota lose.
Yeah. I want Tampa Bay to win to get that wild card over there, and then Minnesota just fall off the earth.
Because if you think about it, right, if both of us win and Minnesota loses,
who's laughing now?
Yeah, then you're literally looking at 6 and 7. Well, man, it'll be crazy. Then you're gonna have Arizona in the mix, and you guys will have the head-to-head matchup over Arizona. We won't, because we lost to Arizona. Tuesday, tune in. Tuesday, 7 o'clock p.m., Awthentik and The Beard. We're going to do a little playoff breakdown, I think. Are you guys down with that?
That might be one of the best shows of the year, depending on how this game goes. 1 o'clock, 4 o'clock. I mean, this is interesting, and I'm really rooting. I picked Dallas to win that game against the Bengals, but I'm really rooting for the Bengals to just go in there and upset them, to just really get them out the way.
Yeah.
Just get them out the way.
Yeah.
It could happen. You're right about that. Shout out to my man Benny one time in the building, man. I know it's tough for you to get to the computer and check us out, man. Really appreciate you showing love, man. Scotty Smooth. I don't know if that's a typo, but I've been seeing that a lot lately, Scotty.
Hey, I mean, if you guys want to anoint me that, I'm going to go ahead and take that one, put it on my jersey.
Look at the beard over here.
Benny said he liked my earmuff Scully.
Yeah, I'm digging that. I'm digging
Ice
that.
fisherman, we'll call it, or whatever.
Look, this joint like buckle up too. If I need to do Oklahoma's in the tailgate during,
Oh, yeah. Oh, man, I can't wait to tailgate next year, man. We were talking about that on Twitter, man, with a lot of the Giants fans, man. Like, dog, next year's tailgates are going to be ridiculous. And Authentic and the Beard and your man Scotty Smooth, we're definitely hosting tailgating next year, pending everything, opening back up and everybody getting to go to these games, man. Next year's going to be our best tailgate. I promise you that.
Does that mean I can't like do my normal thing and turn up?
Oh, you could do your normal thing. You know how we do, bro. You remember last year's show when we were live at the game? We turned up a good bit, man. We tried to blur out what, extracurricular activities and things like that. But I mean, I'm looking forward to tailgating, man. I miss watching football with people. The Beard be just on his cell phone during the games, man. The whole time, dog, just laying back, just
always working.
What?
Probably selling on that.
He's always, and that's what it is. He's always working, bro. He's always on that phone. But right around about 4:30, 5 o'clock, he tails off, gets a little tired. You might get a couple of naps, and you might get I'm awake, kind of vibe. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to partying and watching football more, man, because I'm sick of watching football on my couch, man. It's getting boring. I can't lie. But NFC East is back. I'm grateful. We got meaningful football for the Giants, man. It's been a long time. It's been since that boat trip, and I feel like I didn't appreciate those times like that because I didn't think we were going to be in such a big rebuild. But now that this rebuild is, we won't say complete, but it's on its way up, maybe over.
Hey,
and
shout
Giants
out!
are back in the mix. It's beautiful, man.
Shout out Greenlaw.
Oh yeah, the green lot be popping at FedEx, man.
That's our
The green lot
upgrade,
be
though.
popping.
We started in like the gray lot. We worked our way around for a couple years before we decided to solidify in E40 over there.
Yeah, shout out to Mark and McGinnis and Nick, man. They were Green Lot Squad. They recruited us over there, man. And yeah, I love the Green Lot. It's right at the entrance too, man. So it's just right when you walk in the stadium, right there to the left, man. It's amazing.
Best for the exit too. You get right out of there.
Mm-hmm.
All right,
not us actually.
Party bus this year. For next year, Scotty, party bus. We're doing the party bus again. We're bringing it back.
I live next to the depot for public school transportation. I can go. I don't know if Moco PD's still in here, but I'm gonna go take a bus.
Yeah, or we do the stretch Humvee like we did that one time.
Yeah.
Baltimore for the show.
Yeah, we might have to do the stretch Humvee one time. We're gonna see. We might pull up in style, man. A little class. You know what I'm saying?
Why not?
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you all very much for tuning in to another episode of the Parlay, brought to you by Authentic and the Beard and All or Nothing Studios.
Hey Tim.
Spike don't care.
Spike don't care.
Let's go.
Oh, man. Shout out to everybody who's watching us on YouTube, Twitch, Periscope, and Facebook. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up, the subscribe button, the bell button, every button you could hit it. Hit it. And I'm going to go ahead and lead this one to Authentic, and then Scotty Booms will do the exit as always.
Yo, man, big salute to Giants Nation one time in the building. Every show, y'all showing up, man. We appreciate y'all support. I enjoy popping in other people's chats, man. Entertainer, The Hub, Nate, who else is out there? Kid Blue, my man Cop Pizzle, Bad Dog. Man, I hope we get a W for all my Giants content creators today, man. I just want that feeling after this game. Knowing that we are on our way to the playoffs. If it started today, the Giants would have the number 4 seed. Washington would just be right outside. I'm rooting for y'all too, man. I want y'all to get that wild card, but we want to control our own destiny and get in these playoffs, man. So Giants, show up today, man. Support your team, support these players. Evan Ingram, we need a big game out of you today, man. Darius Slayton, you've been too quiet. We need a big game out of you. And last but not least, you know the Wayne train is in full effect. Hold on.
Oh, the ball! Okay. I'm waiting. I thought you got rid of the fixtures, man. I've been looking for all morning. Good to see.
God damn it.
Mentioned a good point, though. He said he's rooting somewhat for Washington. He kind of wants us to do okay. Maybe not want us to win, but got some love for us. And the NFC East, we've been smashed and bashed all year in the national media by the pundits. Worst division of all time. And right now, we got two teams that weren't expected to be in the hunt, right in the hunt, and playing great football. So I'm standing up for all my NFC East teams today. I don't want the Giants to win, but I do got a little spot in my heart for you guys, and I want to see you do well. Thanks again for tuning in to the Sunday Parlay. We'll see you on Tuesday for our recap show. We're also going to do a preview for the playoffs, so that's going to be pretty sweet. Have a beautiful day. I hope your football team wins. Hope my football team wins. Best division in football.
Go Washington.